Do you need to boost your career? Want to get viewed by more people? Maybe you should hire a PR agency, right? I'm sure they have the experience you're missing when it comes to publicity. Or do they? Let's talk about it. First of all, let me start saying that this is my personal opinion, okay? My personal experience with PR agencies. If you had different experiences, or if you are from a PR agency and you think you're different, please let me know in the comments below. I love to know about divergent opinions. Also, this video is aimed at small, independent musicians like I am, like most of my audience is, I believe. You know, the people that are struggling to get viewed out there in this cruel, horrible world. You know, doing this is hard. And sometimes you get tired and desperate for a helping hand. If you're like me, you usually spend hours of the day in your regular job working to try to get money, right? And then the rest of the day goes into doing whatever you love, your art, your music, whatever you love. And then it finally comes to the scary part. To put it out there and hope that someone sees it and likes it. And what usually happens? No one sees it. You even have trouble getting your best friends to watch this thing or listen to your song. So you start thinking, there must be a trick, there must be something that I'm missing here. So you Google it, right? Who can help me grow my channel, my music, whatever you're trying to grow? And what do you usually find? PR agencies. And it makes sense, right? PR agency, public relations, somebody to help you create a relationship with some kind of public. So you go on their website and it looks so cool, right? There's all these fancy pictures and brands and people they work with, all this text that says a lot, but it doesn't really say anything. You know what I'm saying? I actually found this little piece of text in a PR agency website. Check this out. Creative and resourceful. We can work to any budget without compromising our ability to build exceptional brand status and narratives. What does this even mean? Brand narratives? Any budget? Can you do it for $5? Can you do it for $1? Please. I have $1, please. PR me, please. I'm asking you. Any budget, right? And their team pages, oh my God, these are the best things. I actually spend my personal time going into these team pages, you know, because it's so delicious. It's so, it's so funny. There's always a guy named Tim and he has a picture like climbing Mount Everest or whatever, right? And his bio is the best part. It usually goes something like this. Tim, he has worked with everyone, everywhere. He's responsible for all of the success of every famous person ever. In his spare time, he likes to climb huge mountains and do CrossFit. He's a champion at everything. He loves coffee and long walks on the beach. And he loves you, so please hire him. You know, they try to look really cool and really like unique, but at the same time really relatable. Like, who does that? Who has a full-time job and does CrossFit and rock climbing? Nobody does that. Tim, how much time do you have? Are you actually working in this PR agency? Are you just a model and a person for the website? What's going on? There's usually also a girl, right? Because you have to have boys and girls working there, you know, to be relatable to everyone. So the girl is usually named Susan, right? And her bio goes something like this. Susan is so nice. She works a lot. She will work all day and night without sleep for her clients because Susan is just the best. Everybody loves Susan and you should love her too. So please hire her. Please, she's new here. We don't know what to do with her. Please, hire her. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. So you get tempted, right? Beautiful website, beautiful people, beautiful texts that kind of sounds like promises, but are not really promises. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hire them, right? Let me stop you right there because, well, I have worked with some PR agencies. Not all of them, I'll admit it, but with some of them. And this is my personal experience. The thing with PR agencies is that they have a very limited set of skills. And that set of skills usually does not apply to independent small artists. How can I explain this? They're basically a middleman, right? They are one of these professions that at some time in the world, somebody had the genius idea of inventing it, even though nobody was asking for it. Like an estate agent, for example, you know? You could sell your house directly to whoever wants to buy it, but why not hire a super obnoxious person to do it for you? And then give them away 20% of your money. Why not do that? You know, it's the same with PR agencies. But the thing is, with an estate agent, for example, you wouldn't hire one if you didn't have a house to sell. And it's the same thing with a PR agency. If you don't already have the public part of it, like if you don't have the estate part of it, you won't hire an estate agent. If you don't have the the public part of a PR agency, you shouldn't hire a PR agency. That's just what it is. They cannot get you a fan base. And that's the misconception that their cheeky websites cause us to have a lot of times. They cannot manufacture an audience for what you do. So if you don't already have a little bit of an audience, they're pretty much useless to you. I bet they're great when you're already famous and you just don't want to deal with having to post on Instagram or have to deal with public stunts and all that stuff, and you just want to focus on your craft and you don't want to deal with all of that. I bet they're great for that because they're like manual work for that kind of stuff, you know? But if you're not already known, they cannot make you known. At least, I think, not with the budget that people like you and me can offer them. Let me give you some examples. A long time ago, I was working with a singer. She was working very hard on her first album, and she was new to the country, so she was not very known here. She was still trying to figure out how these things work, you know? So she worked on her normal job really hard to get money to hire a PR agency. She hired them for £2,000, which for her was a lot of money, but for the PR agency was probably nothing, right? And the result of that campaign was a bunch of fake posts on fake blogs, a bunch of fake mentions on fake Instagram pages, no more followers, no more likes, no more nothing, £2,000 down the drain. And I'm not talking about some dodgy agency you find online. It was an actual agency with actual big clients that we went to their office. They had a real office in London, which is expensive, right? It was an actual agency, and still no results. They just copied and pasted a bunch of things and threw her into the little machine that they have there for all of the artists that they don't care about and spit her out, and there we go, lost all your money and there's nothing we can do. We tried, right? And that happened to a lot of singers and artists that I worked with through the years. The latest one was kind of crazy though, because I always kind of blamed us for the failures, you know, because we didn't have a big enough budget. But I've been working with a bigger company lately, and they hired a PR agency with a much bigger budget, right? And guess what? They had a big launch event in a big venue, loads of money spent, people hired, catering hired, free booze. The PR agency was responsible to get people to that event and make the aftermath of that event huge, right? Well, 25 people showed up in a huge venue, so it felt empty. They were journalists and influencers, right? No posts were made after, no articles were written, nothing happened. It was just, again, all the money down the drain and an event lost in the ether of events. And I don't know how big of a budget you gotta have to make these agencies work, or if they just do that to everyone and hope it works and kind of do the copy pasting and like, well, if it works, it works. And if it works, we're gonna post it on our website as if it's a great success, right? But if it doesn't work, we'll just never mention to anyone, just put it under the rug. And no, we didn't. We just work with these really successful, huge brands. Not with all of these failed artists here that we stole the money from. No, not all of these guys. No, not them. Just the success ones here, these ones. So yeah. And the worst part is that you can't hold a PR agency accountable, right? Because the text, again, on their websites, on their contracts, on everything is so vague. They don't actually promise you anything. So they can get away kind of pretending they tried without actually having to do anything. But that's what it gets me, you know, they're very good with their words. Not to sell us, but to sell themselves. But to us. But that's the dodgy thing, you know, of this whole story, because they know what they're doing. They're not stupid, right? They know they're selling themselves to us, naive, inexperienced people. They know this. They're not dumb. Because they know that it's hard to get big clients and it's hard to survive only on big clients. You're gonna need some extra cash. So what you do on your spare time when you're not working on your big clients, you get a bunch of poor artists and musicians and whatever, and you convince them to give you money and help you pay the bills for your London office. That's what you do. And they will probably assign you to Susan, who in real life is not even that likable and is just an intern and doesn't know what she's doing as well. So yeah, you can kind of feel that I have a little bit of resent toward PR agencies, don't you? It's just my personal experience, right? It's just my personal experience. Always remember that. So yeah, I do not recommend you giving your money to one of these companies. I think your money would be much more well spent by working on your craft and just getting better and giving you a better chance of getting noticed just by how good you are, you know? That's what I think everybody should do. And if there's any PR agency people watching or somebody that worked with a good PR agency, please let me know in the comments below. I really want to have my mind changed on this one and maybe someday be able to work with one one of you guys that actually are good at what you do. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below if you had any different experiences or if you believe that your PR agency is good. I'm eager to meet you. But please consider changing the text on your websites to something a little bit more like, hey, are you famous? Are you tired of posting on Instagram? Well, we can do it for you. Thank you. Bye. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this was a bit of a different video, right? But I hope you liked it. I hope it helped you. At least when I was starting as an artist, as a musician, I was always curious to kind of know if I should hire a PR agency. I myself never hired one, but I know a lot of people that did. And the reason why I never hired one is because I could never find like good reviews online and stuff like that, or honest opinions online. I could only find marketing material really. So I'm just doing this video for that reason, to give you my personal experience. And if you're searching for a PR agency and for some reason you stumbled on my video, now you know how I feel at least, and you can make a better decision. But it's up to you. If you like this video, please press all the buttons around me in this world that help me right now. And I see you all next time. Thank you and bye.